Hello everyone and welcome to episode 109 of the 10-minute modeling challenge. I don't know why I speak like this, it sounds super weird probably, but every time I switch on the camera my voice goes weirdo, so you have to live with that, so do I. And I'm going to be doing the weekly modeling challenge. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know that Arvid in particular is posting a new theme every week, and he's been doing that for billions of years. I nearly said he hasn't been doing that, that's a pure lie, but he's been doing it for well over a year anyway. And every week there's a new theme, and if you don't know what to model, if you want to try to get into Blender and you want to get some good vibes, well, jump in the Discord server, link in the description, check out the theme announcement there, and this week around it's ruins. So and that suits me pretty good actually, because I'm just learning Unreal Engine now. If I've been a little bit more active in the Discord lately, don't know why I'm holding like this, like trying to I don't know, dismantle something. But I'm learning Unreal Engine 5 finally, and it's going pretty well, and I'm having a good time. And on the side of it, I'm actually also having a peek at Unreal Engine for Fortnite, because they've released that one, and that sparked a little bit of an ignition in me. That sounds even weirder. But my kids have played Fortnite through different stages. Now it's my youngest one, she's playing it, so I play it with her. So we're having a lot of fun, and I walk around and I look at the landscape, and I'm pretty amazed how cool it looks. It's got a very distinct art style, not realistic. And it's no low poly, but I really like the style of the textures and everything. Creating art assets like that takes a very long time though. So I'm going to be sticking to my palette texturing method, where it's a lot faster. You don't have to draw all the textures. I've created a scene in Unreal Engine 5 that's a little bit inspired by Fortnite, the way it looks, because, you know, I can inspect a little bit and try to mimic it and learn how I write my shaders and materials and stuff. And I'm pretty happy with the result. It's very much more low poly and like kiddish, cartoony style look of it. So I'm going to be modeling some ruins now in my 10-minute modeling challenge, and I'm going to be dragging those into my project to see what it looks like. In terms of performance and stuff, it's and the visual results, I really like it in Unreal Engine. I'm still going to be doing Unity, don't worry about that. I want to learn both engine because they both have a time and a place to use, and I think I'd be able to help more people if I know how it works in the different engines. And on top of that, it's when I create my videos about Blender, it's always been a little bit of a gray zone on exporting into Unreal Engine, especially my low poly stuff, because you can't infinitely scale this the vectors or the UVs down to 0. Unreal has a real problem with that, and I've been testing that now, and indeed it doesn't like that. So I've created a little Blender plugin that I posted in the Discord as well, and you can just select an object, click a button, and it takes all the UVs that I've scaled down infinitely small, and it just boosts them a little bit by just a little tiny fraction, so they're not infinitely small. And it works really well actually, so I'll show that at the end when I import this ruins asset now into Unreal Engine. But with that said, let's get started and do some modeling. Am I recording? Yeah, I'm recording. Ready? Steady? Go, and we're off. Woo! Yep, timer. Type into edit mode. A scale, Shift Z, or no, just Z actually, flatten it. Scale it down as well. Let's make a little smaller stone here. Go to top view, G, move it. Shift D to duplicate. Let's put 3 stones like this. Shift D, Shift D, Shift D, and I'm gonna make a little ruined staircase here. Shift D. This should be enough, and then I'll do Alt Z, and then 1, and then I'll just wonkify these a little bit. I'll just move them some randomly, so we get some irregular shapes here. Oop, that was too many. G, G, I don't know, G. Okay, so G, this one could come in here, G, and now I'm not going to do the box select, so I get some different shapes here as well, tilts, so some rock formation style things. L to select the linked here, maybe G to move it in. Okay, this should do. How are we doing? Front side, move it up to so it's in the ground like this. Alt Z. Okay, and now let's just cheat a little bit. Duplicate these. Oh, too many. Ooh. L, L, L. Shift D to duplicate, move it up in there. L to select the link, and then just cheat. Rotate Z. Let's just L, rotate Z. There we go. And then let's duplicate these again actually. Shift D, because I might not be able to see the repetition so much in here. And then we'll do one more step. Actually, it'll rotate Z, G, and again, this is like old stuff. Doesn't need to be perfectly aligned. And then we can get the bottom row here again. Shift D to duplicate these, and as the top of our stair, how am I doing? 18, so a few stairs. I'll be able to reuse these stones, hopefully now. Oh, G, G, okay. And now let's put something on the side here, like a rail or something. Shift D to duplicate that whole block to there, slightly into the ground under the 0 there. And move it into here. Maybe scale it down a little bit. Scale, Shift Z, there we go. let's do this a little bit different shape. Shift D to duplicate, rotate Z, E to extrude, Shift D, rotate Z, E to extrude, and that should do. Maybe we'll do this one a bit. Scale X, L, scale X, rotate Z. Okay. And here, Shift E to duplicate that face, just move it down to there or something. E to extrude it, can't really see, doesn't matter. Shift D, scale, rotate Z, E to extrude. I watched Indiana Jones recently, so this feels quite familiar now. Ancient Ruins, awesome film by the way, check it out. Rotate Z, E to extrude. And let's put another block here, Shift D to duplicate this one, scale it down, G to move it, rotate Z. Should we try to tilt it a little bit? Tilted towers, rotate, G, that's it. And you know, I'm gonna create some fake ground here so I can see what I'm doing. So just put it like there, scale it, let's do P on this one, separate it, Control 3 maybe to subdivide it, and Control A to apply that modifier. Let's subdivide it again, Control 2, A, that's it. Colorize it, L on the link there, on the left, G, move it to a brown color. And then I think I need to subdivide it again. Control 2, Control A to apply that on. And then, how am I doing? 631. Okay, let's just grab a few different sections here. Don't know what this is going to look like. And then we'll do Enter, get proportional editing on there, G, Z. Okay, this looks a bit strange. Just select a few more. G, Z. You could do a noise modifier or something like this instead, of course, but do you know what I'm doing? I'm going to do this actually. Let's just shift select a bunch of verts. G, maybe down. G, 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 G. Okay, this should do. Just so I can see what we've got there. And then I'm going to decimate it so it doesn't look so quaddy. So let's go modifier and where is it? Decimate and then crank it down just to get some low poly stuff there. That should do. All right, Control A to apply it. And now let's put some big block here, like you step on some big ritual block here. So Shift D to duplicate, how am I doing? 531, okay. O, proportional off, scale this one up, G. Sure, I'll do some weird shape on this, like some sacrifice altar or something, that could be cool. So move that one in, move this one in here. Should we do it a little bit longer maybe? Move it to there. And then we'll just duplicate this one. Shift D, put a little split on here. Rotate Z, E to extrude. And then here we'll put some more stuff. Shift D, I don't know, just want to make something interesting here. Some other pillar here maybe. Shift D to duplicate, rotate, G to move it, scale it down, E to extrude. Doesn't matter if it overlaps a little bit like that. I don't think anyway. G, rotate Z, G, E to move. Extrude, Shift D, rotate Z, E to extrude. Maybe just change them up a little bit. And then let's copy this whole column here. Cheat even more. Shift D to duplicate it, rotate Z, and do you know what? We'll flip this. No, we won't. What should I do? I'll take this block and drop it down actually. It fell down. G to move it, rotate Z, rotate. There we go. Into the ground a little bit. And now we can 419. Okay, let's do some I have to select all the verts. F3, and I use this one a lot, random select, but we'll change it to deselect here. And maybe lower it or increase it a bit. And then Control Shift B bevels these verts now. So that's a little bit of a cheat way to do these. Some worn edges here. GG to slide the verts along the edges. GG, GG, and should we put some cracks here as well? I think we should. So I'll do K. I know this is cheating, like you're breaking up the geometry a little bit, but never mind. I to inset, Alt S to scale that on and go dark a little bit in there. And then we'll crack this one up too, shall we? K, should we put a stylized crack in this one? So I know I'm going the N-gon route here, I'm breaking all the rules, but it's okay. I'm not gonna be doing any crazy stuff to these. So they can be N-gon, so we can survive with that. I wanna Control Shift B to split that on, Control Shift B to split that on. Control Shift B, G, and we need some vegetation as well. So I'll just grab some stuff, actually C for circle select here. We put some bushes or something here. So select a few of these and here maybe. That. And then Shift D to duplicate them, G to move them, P to separate selection, and tab into edit mode. Oh, okay. Oh, where did it go? Let's hide this one. H to hide it. Tab into edit mode. G, let's get some greenery stuff here. Some darker maybe. There, I don't know. 2 minutes 36 to go. Oh, I'm spending too much time on this. E to extrude, and okay, I'll tell you what. E to extrude, E to extrude, E to extrude, S to scale, okay, period, go individual origins, scale it, and then control 2 maybe, subdivide, control A, and then I have to do the random selection here again. L, these looks weird, it looks like cactuses nearly, but never mind. Deselect random, Alt S to scale them, F3 again, deselect, and then proportional on, and I'll just have to do some weird stuff here. Maybe it'll look better in the engine, who knows. I think it's going to be interesting to see. I'll throw some shaders on it to hopefully... G... How am I doing? 150! Rotate Z. Should we rotate this whole thing? There we go. G... Let's select a few of them. G to move it. G... 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 G. I should have really done some... Can I extrude something that climbs onto this a bit? I don't know. Probably won't have time. E to extrude, S to... Ooh, too much proportional. S to scale. E to extrude, S to scale. E to extrude, S to scale. That's a big thick thing, but never mind. Grab that vert, maybe proportional again. I don't know, I just wanted it to be a little bit... I should have had something probably here in the crack instead, but never mind. Okay, I've only got 1 minute to go. What should I do? I'll do a few more cracks here so it looks a bit more interesting, I guess. K. Let's go. Crack, crack, crack. Crack, crack, crack. I to inset. Alt S to scale. Okay, proportional off with O. Alt S to scale long face normal. G on the left side to scale that down. Okay, let's go. Control Shift B here. Control Shift B on this vert. I've got 37 seconds to go. I don't know what to do more. Okay, let's crack this one as well on this side. K. And I to inset. Alt S to scale. There we go, another crack. And on the front here as well, maybe. K. And here we go. I to inset. Alt S to scale long face normals and dark. Control B to edge wear that on. GG to slide it, GG to slide that. Need some bouncy stuff for the light here. GG, 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 and that's it. Dismiss. Okay. I'm running out of time now because this episode is going to be airing in 2 hours, so I've got to bring this stuff now into an Unreal Engine and then edit the video and upload it for you guys. So that's my ruins. Let's save this one. I've actually got my Unreal project running here in the background, and you can see I'm Fortnite inspired, so that's why I've tried to recreate a little bit of the feel, and this is what it's looking like at the moment. I've manually created my own hand-painted texture a little bit and tried to get the way it looks, and I've created some low poly trees here, got some grass going. Actually, we'll put it in play mode here, looks a little bit better. And I've imported all my Invenzian characters. If you're a patron of mine, you can actually download these characters. There's 100 of them, and the hero tier actually gets access to all 100 of these, and you can use them in games and stuff like that. Thanks a lot to everyone who's a patron of mine. I really appreciate it. And you can grab these if you want to use them. I think they look really nice in Unreal Engine, actually. I'm really happy with the way the Nanite does, allows me to do a lot of polygons here. And I also enjoy how the lumen is lighting up these models, especially if you go into the forest here. Check this out. I really like the vibe of this. So if I go maybe over here, I've been sharing some of these screenshots in the Discord, and I'm actually super happy. These it's a Niagara particle system on all the trees as well. So that's I've got colliders on here. But let's go over here. Take a look. Just like this forest vibe. Ooh, I like it. And then I've created these cherry blossoms as well. You can never go wrong with pink trees. So here we go. And look at this grass, the swaying grass here as well. Learning world position shaders. I've done a lot of similar stuff in Unity, but I'd have to say when it comes to landscape stuff, hands down, Unreal Engine is really beating the way the workflow is. Because creating this to get the grass to spawn, to get the textures to blend like this, to get all the trees in. Basically, I just thrown, I tried it with thousands of trees with super high poly without any low poly objects. It just works. It just works. That sounds weird. All right, but now let's bring in our little model. Should we just place it here and see what it looks like in the scene? So escape out of edit mode there. Oh yeah, I have to export it first. So select these two. And when you export to Unreal Engine, you actually have to do it slightly different. It's very similar, but it's a little bit different. Export, FBX, and then we do, if you want to get the textures included, you can do path mode here, copy, and then click this little thing to include the textures. We'll do selected objects, and we have to go 100 here on scale because Unity uses 1 unit is 1 meter, but in Unreal Engine, 1 unit is 1 centimeter, so we have to actually do the scale 100 here to be equivalent to 1 meter. Apply scalings, FBX unit scale, and that should be everything. So let's just export this to the desktop or something, minimize it, and let's drag that file in here. And I'm probably gonna get the warnings now. So I got no smoothing groups, which was one of the errors, but these two in particular are warnings that I've seen when I've done my, so when I do my scaling style here, if we look at the thing again, just for the speed of the workflow, I like to take a face like this, and then on the left here, I just scale it down all the way down to an infinitely small point. So no matter how much I zoom here, it's just a little dot there, and it's infinitely small. Unity is fine with that, but Unreal Engine does not like that. Same here, if I go on a green texture here, we can scroll out, we'll see on this one, it's somewhere here, and it's just an infinitely small dot. So to get rid of that error, I created a little plugin, and I've shared this one in the Discord. So if you go to the, I think I pinned it in the Blender help channel or Unreal Engine help channel. And if you select an object, and this one, for example, remember we have this little like infinitely small dot here. So I select this one and click expand UV. And when I tab in again now, we can see that it's actually expanded that a little tiny bit around that dot. So it does that for all the faces, and I have to do the same for this object. I press expand UVs, and it's done that little expansion for Unreal Engine here now. So if we zoom in here, we can see it's like, at least it's not infinitely small, and it does like a circle of all the faces around it, so this should work. Now we'll select these. I'll do File, Export, FBX. Settings are the same, so we'll just overwrite this one. Minimize it, and then let's drag this in again now. And we still probably get the smoothing group because I haven't done any smoothing group. So, but at least those other two errors are gone. I'll have a look at that one, what that's all about. They should work now. So let's drag the object in here. We can do both at the same time, I think. Here we go. Some ruins there. Whoops. I have to get used to the fact that there are different keys here. So that's our ruins. Now those turned out a little bit too dark, those cracks. So maybe we should fix that. I'll go back into edit here. A to select everything, and then we'll look for these dark ones here, and I'll just move them up. G, move them up to here maybe. And let's export it again. Select, export, FBX, ruins. And here you can actually, in Unreal Engine, I like this, you can just right click on this one and do re-import, I think. There we go. And that's it. It's a bit bright still. Maybe I should have done them a little bit darker. Should have done all of it a little bit darker instead. Maybe like this. And let's export it again. File, export, FBX. There we go. Minimize this and right click, re-import. And there we go, a little bit darker. And maybe they're a bit small, I don't know, but I think it works pretty good. And you could go the route of doing, these are actually all through polygons. I've added a lot of details because Nanite seems to be really enjoying it. It can handle all these polygons. So you could have added similar texture, to get a little bit more used to this, but you could add even more texture stuff to this to make it look a bit nicer. So if I go into play mode here, see what it looks like in the finished. Oh, one more thing actually. We can throw the tree shader that I made onto this. Sorry for going all over the place, but I created this tree shader. See, material M tree. Put that onto this object. They should sway a little bit. There we go. not so realistic. But so we've got ourselves a little Ruin asset now for this scene. I'm going to be enjoying doing a lot of assets and import them in here. And I'm going to expand the character pack with more characters and get them some nice modular buildings and things like that. So I think it should be pretty cool in the end. And final thing I wanted to show, I thought it was pretty cool. I love the water, it just works. I guess that it's a little bit too realistic or something for this low poly scene maybe, and it shouldn't be grass here, but imagine that's some sort of a sea grass instead, and some corals and stuff. And you've got some pebbles here in the snow. I just love the way this looks. I'm going to be following up with some videos about what I've learned when I've been working in Unreal Engine here. So I'm going to enjoy creating some content on how I created the landscape shaders, because it's not really the way that Epic recommends it in their documentation, because I looked in detail how Fortnite were doing their textures, and I found out that they're doing it a little bit differently. So I'll be able to share a lot of that information, because I think it makes a lot of sense to do it in a slightly different way. It gets some really nice features to get, but I'll save that for the next video. So come back if you want to learn a little bit more like that. I shouldn't be dragging that out into this video. All right, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm going to be seeing you next Thursday in another video. So until then, take care and see you then. Bye for now. A lot of bye-bye. That's it. Gone. Ooh, shutting down. See ya. Bye. Weirdo. Am I taking something? I don't know. Coffee. Too much coffee.